Because of Bitcoin's breakthrough and stratospheric growth in value, cryptocurrency has grown into a multi-billion-dollar business. However, it has also resulted in certain undesirable ramifications. Because Bitcoin's underlying network consumes almost the same amount of power as Argentina, concerns have been raised about the environmental effect of the cryptocurrency. In research undertaken by the University of Cambridge, it is estimated that the Bitcoin network consumes more than 121 terawatt-hours each year, ranking it in the top 30 worldwide power consumers if it were a country. So, how climate neutral are cryptos? Hello and welcome back to Crypto Cash Channel. Are you aware of the damage that cryptocurrencies have on our environment, particularly Bitcoin? And how bad do you think it is? In today's video, we look at how bad Bitcoin mining is for the climate. But, first, before we go on, a sub to the channel would be very appreciated. Comment, share the video and don't forget to leave a thumbs up for the video. So, let's get into it. Bitcoin, to put it simply, is a digital currency that acts as a substitute for an open network of independent users, known as miners, who compete to authenticate transactions in exchange for a fee. And for any transaction to be authenticated, it does require the approval of a majority of the members. Their objective, which entails adding blocks to the blockchain one at a time, is centered on the solution of challenging mathematical riddles. Mining is a phrase used in the blockchain to describe the process of computing the correct value to satisfy the hash function in order to complete a transaction. At the end of the contest, the person who correctly calculates the correct value will be awarded a prize in the form of bitcoins. If a large enough amount of processing power is amassed, it becomes possible to solve for the value more rapidly and so acquire a substantial amount of Bitcoin. Trial and error are involved in attempting to come up with the correct nonce that will yield the target hash, much like a burglar trying various passwords to get access to your account and can take billions of tries to complete. According to estimates, each Bitcoin transaction consumes 707 kilowatt-hours of power. Furthermore, due to the heat they produce and the cooling systems they require, computers consume more energy than other devices. However, because different processors and cooling systems have varying levels of energy efficiency, it is difficult to estimate how much power Bitcoin requires. But even so, the University of Cambridge's analysis concluded that Bitcoin mining consumes 121.36 terawatt-hours of electricity each year. This is more than Argentina consumes, and it is more than the combined consumption of Google, Apple, Facebook, and Microsoft. And the situation is just getting worse as miners are forced to increase their processing power in order to remain competitive with other miners. Miners must also process more transactions or use less power in order to keep mining financially successful due to the halving of payments on a regular basis. As a result, miners must seek out the most economical electricity sources and then update to machinery that consumes more electricity. Between 2015 and 2021, the amount of energy consumed by Bitcoin roughly doubled. According to estimations from Cambridge University, just 39% of this energy comes from renewable sources, with hydropower accounting for the lion's share of that proportion. Chinese hydropower and polluting coal power plants created cheap electricity in the nation, which allowed the country to control more than 65% of the world's Bitcoin processing capacity by 2020. But as a result of the financial risks associated with cryptocurrency mining, as well as the massive amount of energy required, China has lately strengthened its laws on the practice of cryptocurrency mining. And hence, many Chinese Bitcoin miners were eager to migrate to countries like Kazakhstan, which is largely reliant on fossil fuels for electricity, and the United States, where the Bitcoin mining industry is thriving. Several states in the United States were eager to entice Chinese miners in order to boost their economy and diversify their industries. However, when the miners are unable to move, their mining equipment was being sold to other miners all over the world to make a profit. Bitcoin miners in the United States are raising several $100 million to invest in Bitcoin mining, as well as the conversion of decommissioned businesses and power plants into enormous Bitcoin mining operations. With an estimated 22 to 22.9 million metric tons of CO2 emissions each year, Bitcoin's power consumption has major ramifications for climate change and the goals of the Paris Agreement, according to the International Energy Agency. On an annual basis, This is equal to the CO2 emissions produced by 2.6 to 2.7 billion dwellings over a period of 1 year. According to a recent study, Bitcoin might cause global warming to reach 2 degrees Celsius. And according to another estimate, Bitcoin mining might generate 130 million metric tons of CO2 in China alone by 2024. If additional mining goes to the United States and other countries, this number may rise even further unless more renewable energy sources are utilized, which is unlikely. Also, Greenwich, one of the largest Bitcoin mining businesses in the United States, consumes a lot of water in its mining operations. Up to 139 million gallons of freshwater from Seneca Lake are drained each day by Greenwich in order to keep the plant cool, endangering the lake's wildlife and ecosystem in the process. Its massive intake pipes smother and kill larvae, fish, and a variety of other species as they pass through them. Mining Bitcoins, even if it can be done totally on renewable energy sources, still creates a significant amount of technological trash. Miners must use the most energy-efficient technologies available in order to keep one step ahead of the competition. And so, every 1.5 years, a certain piece of hardware becomes out of date and is unable to be reprogrammed to do any other purpose. Hence, in a single year, the Bitcoin network generates more than 1 million tons of electronic waste. Since December 2020, NFTs, a new phenomenon in the art world, have also contributed to the growing worry over cryptocurrencies' impact on the environment. Essentially, they are non-fungible tokens that are made up of digital assets like photographs, audio files, videos, and other sorts of artwork that have been stamped with one-of-a-kind code strings. Anyone may access or copy a single NFT, but there is only one NFT that is safeguarded by an energy-intensive proof-of-work method on the blockchain, which ensures that no two NFTs are the same. And as the market is growing, NFTs are fetching hundreds of thousands of dollars. For instance, earlier in 2021, digital artist Beeple sold an NFT for more than $69 million. This is one of the reasons Ethereum is the second most popular cryptocurrency after Bitcoin, and it is still growing in popularity. But when it comes to energy consumption, NFT generates the same amount of greenhouse emissions as driving a gas-powered automobile for 500 kilometers, or the same as having a carbon footprint that is on average 10 times bigger than that of an Ethereum transaction. According to one digital artist, the carbon footprint of a typical NFT is equivalent to more than a month's worth of electricity use for an EU citizen. However, some artists are concerned about the environmental impact of NFTs, and as a result, they are attempting to increase awareness and develop more ecologically responsible methods of producing them. However, many people are skeptical about whether crypto mining is fundamentally a poor use of energy, despite the fact that there are several solutions to mitigate this problem. One widely held belief is that energy use is not necessarily a bad thing. For example, sending and receiving text messages and emails on our mobile phones and laptops consumes energy. But we seldom consider email or digital programs to be harmful just because they use energy. Another point of contention is that Bitcoin's energy use is transparent, but traditional industries such as banks are substantially opaquer in their energy consumption. But still, Bitcoin miners have been incentivized to use renewables, because renewable energy sources are becoming increasingly economical. Andrew Hatton, head of information technology at the Greenpeace United Kingdom, remarked in an interview with CNBC that we're essentially feeding 21st century technology with 19th century energy sources. According to him, Bitcoin's skyrocketing energy demand is partly due to the massive amount of data crunching required to produce and maintain this cyber currency, but the cryptocurrency's rapidly increasing appetite for electricity is simply an early indication of a much larger problem that is to come. Hence, given the anticipated increase in demand for more complex and powerful computing power in the next decades, it is critical that we create strategies to encourage the use of renewable and sustainable energy across all industries. In the context of cryptocurrencies, the expression, virtual money with a real carbon footprint, is occasionally used to characterize them. And when it comes to financial technology, there is no question that blockchains, if they are widely implemented, would have a significant influence on world energy use. But when it comes to cryptocurrencies, the balance between their benefits and their environmental costs should be brought to light, especially now that the climate crisis's impact is becoming more severe. And that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. What do you think of Bitcoin's energy usage? Should there be a radical change, or should we just let this continue? Comment below. Let's engage. Also, if you are interested in more videos like this in the cryptocurrency world, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos. Goodbye. See you in the next video.